Dopamine is often described as the pleasure chemical, but that shortcut creates confusion. Dopamine is more about pursuit than simple happiness. It helps the brain notice rewards, predict what might be worth effort, and push the body toward action. A message notification, a tasty smell, a video game level, or the thought of finishing a difficult project can all involve dopamine because each one points toward a possible reward. A simple way to think about dopamine is as a learning signal. When something turns out better than expected, the brain pays attention. It marks the event as worth remembering. If a child studies and receives praise, the brain may connect effort with reward. If someone checks their phone and finds an exciting message, the brain may remember the checking behavior. Dopamine helps build those associations. Dopamine does not work like a fuel tank that simply goes up and down all day. It is released in patterns. One pattern happens when the brain expects a reward. Another happens when a reward surprises us. If the reward is exactly as expected, the signal may be smaller. That is why novelty can feel powerful. A new game, new song, or unexpected compliment can grab attention quickly. This matters because the brain starts responding not only to the reward itself, but to the cue before it. The smell of coffee can pull someone toward a cafe before they taste anything. A shopping app icon can create a small urge before the purchase. A casino sound can become exciting before anyone wins. The cue becomes a doorway to the reward system. Dopamine also helps explain why short rewards can overpower long goals. A person may genuinely want to exercise, save money, or study for an exam. But a quick snack, a sale notification, or another short video gives the brain an immediate target. The distant reward requires imagination and patience. The nearby reward is visible, available, and easy to start. Imagine someone planning to clean their room. The finished room would feel good, but that reward is far away. The first step may feel boring. Then a phone lights up. The phone offers an instant social reward with almost no effort. Dopamine does not decide morally which choice is better. It helps the brain chase what feels rewarding and reachable right now. This is why dopamine is connected to habit loops. A cue appears, a behavior follows, and a reward teaches the brain to repeat it. The loop can be useful. Brushing teeth after breakfast, stretching after waking, or reviewing notes after class can become easier when attached to reliable cues. The same system can also strengthen unwanted loops, such as stress shopping or late-night scrolling. Dopamine is not the same as laziness or discipline. A person may avoid a boring task because the task offers little immediate reward, not because the person has no values. Writing a report, doing taxes, or starting a workout may become easier when the first reward is made closer. A small timer, visible progress bar, or quick starting ritual can make action feel less empty. The system can also become overloaded by constant high stimulation rewards. Endless feeds, rapid games, and repeated notifications can train attention to expect quick changes. Then slower activities, like reading, practicing an instrument, or working quietly, can feel flat at first. The slower activity may still be meaningful, but the brain needs time to settle into its reward rhythm. That does not mean technology is evil or dopamine is dangerous. The point is control. If every spare second is filled with high-speed reward, the brain gets fewer chances to enjoy slower rewards. A walk, a long conversation, or steady practice may not hit instantly, but they can become satisfying once attention stops jumping from cue to cue. Dopamine also plays a role in wanting without fully enjoying. Someone may crave a snack, buy it, and realize the pleasure was brief. Someone may refresh a page many times, not because each refresh feels amazing, but because the next one might deliver something interesting. The brain can chase possibility even when the actual payoff is small. This explains why variable rewards are powerful. If a reward arrives every single time, the pattern becomes predictable. If it arrives unpredictably, the brain keeps checking. Social media likes, slot machines, surprise discounts, and unpredictable replies all use uncertainty. The next attempt might work, and that possibility can keep behavior alive longer than a guaranteed reward. For everyday life, dopamine becomes useful when rewards are designed intentionally. A student can break a chapter into small sections and mark each section finished. A runner can track distance. A freelancer can start with the easiest invoice before the harder proposal. None of these tricks replace effort. They make effort easier for the brain to begin and repeat. It also helps to reduce cues for habits that keep stealing attention. If a person wants to stop late-night scrolling, willpower alone may not be enough. Moving the phone away from the bed changes the cue. Turning off non-essential alerts removes triggers. Putting a book or journal nearby gives the brain another path when the old urge appears. A common misunderstanding is thinking dopamine is only about pleasure. A stressful deadline can involve dopamine too, because it creates urgency and a clear target. That is why some people work best right before the deadline. The reward is relief, completion, or avoiding failure. The brain responds to the approaching consequence and finally creates enough push to act. Dopamine also interacts with emotion, sleep, stress, and environment. Poor sleep can make quick rewards more tempting. Chronic stress can push people toward immediate comfort. A cluttered workspace can add friction before work even begins. The chemistry matters, but it is not isolated from the rest of life. Behavior is shaped by the brain and the setup around it. The practical takeaway is to stop treating motivation as a mysterious mood. If a task matters but feels hard to start, bring the reward closer. Make progress visible. Remove cues that pull attention away. Pair boring effort with a clear first step. Dopamine is not a magic button, but it is part of why some actions feel easy to repeat and others feel heavy. A useful way to apply this is to separate wanting from liking. Wanting is the pull toward the thing. Liking is the pleasure after getting it. A person may strongly want to order food, buy a gadget, or check a message, then feel only a small reward afterward. Noticing that gap helps people stop treating every urge as proof that the action will be deeply satisfying. Dopamine also helps explain why progress needs to be visible. A long goal with no feedback can feel dead, even if effort is working. That is why language apps use streaks, games use levels, and savings apps show charts. The brain does not only need the final reward. It often needs signs along the way that the path is still alive. In real life, the healthiest use of this system is not chasing constant excitement. It is arranging rewards so that important actions are easier to repeat. Put the running shoes where they are seen. Track practice days. Make the first step obvious. The brain learns from repeated cues, so the environment can either train distraction or train follow through. Dopamine is best understood as the brain's reward learning messenger. It helps us notice what might be worth chasing, remember what paid off before, and repeat behaviors that seem rewarding. When we understand that, we can design daily life more wisely. The goal is not to eliminate dopamine. The goal is to guide it toward habits, relationships, and work that are actually worth repeating.